Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to SKAM Season 3, Episode 4. On the previous, Isak kind of trying to go after Emma in a very awkward way. He's still very much like in love with, or infatuated with Evan, but he's kind of focused on, I guess like trying to be straight and trying to like fit in. It's kind of not going well because he ends up kind of still, like, when he's making out with Emma in the dance, he ends up kind of staring at Evan the entire time and, like, pretending he's kissing Evan while he's making out with Emma. And we have, like, a little moment where Evan meets his gaze. And the entire time Evan is kissing Sonia, his eyes are closed. And the only time we see him open his eyes is when he's staring directly at Isak during that kiss, I believe. It feels almost like they were both doing the same thing. Evan was more kind of visualizing Isak in his mind, but while Isak was fully staring at Evan the entire time. At the very end of that little scene, everyone at the pre-party ends up going and leaving to go to the main party, and we have a little moment with Evan and Isak kind of discussing, just kind of like talking to each other, kind of getting to know each other a little bit more, and then Evan kind of explained to Isak how long he's been dating Sonia, and we find out that they've been dating for quite a while, but they're like kind of drifting apart from what he's saying. So he's kind of like leading into maybe he wants to leave Sonia, and kind of trying to gauge how Isak's response to that would be. And it seems to go kind of well because they end up almost kissing, but then Noora comes home and just like disrupts the entire thing. Which is, I mean, what a way to like pull the rug out of the audience. Hey, like you're just almost in that moment with the two of them, and then they just kind of like get split apart again. I really like the scene between Jonas and Isak, where Jonas like fully called him out when he was kind of berating the dance instructor for being like, I guess like openly gay, having that internalized homophobia where he's like attacking other people because he's just in such a frustrated situation for himself where he doesn't understand like where he fits in. I have to remind myself like I'm not in that mindset of that age. Like I'm in my mindset, and like seeing that is just like so weird to me because that's not something I even like consider anymore. But like if I think back to it, like even when I was that age and you have like those frustrations of like being kind of like not really knowing where you fit in with your friends and like just everyone around you as a whole, like in the school environment, it's kind of depressing. It is very like frustrating, and I can understand why Isak is so all around all the time. He just seems so angry a lot of the time in the season. Like at that age you're just growing, but at the same time you're being like crushed down with all these like pressures from what it's like to be normal, or like what's considered normal in that environment, and it's a lot to deal with. But I'm glad Jonas kind of called him out, and like, you should just have a mutual respect for other people, regardless of whether or not you like disagree with their lifestyle or not. Like that's not your life at the end of the day. Like you shouldn't really put yourself in that position to kind of drag someone else down for just existing. Maddie, like for me, he feels a little, I don't know, he seems kind of antagonistic a little bit. Not really antagonistic, but like he seems to represent all of the like the societal norms for what is to be like a straight guy, like male teen at that age, and kind of like, why are you being like so weird about like, and like always want like talking about girls all the time. That seems to be like Maddie's whole thing. And then Magnus he's like talking about girls all the time too, but at the same time he's more like, he doesn't seem like he's pushing like that point of view onto Isak. He's just kind of like concerned about himself, which is a weird dynamic between the two characters, like how different the two of them are. And I'm kind of wondering what they're gonna do with Maddie's character and what they're gonna do with Magnus's character. Magnus seems like the Vilde of the group. It's funny because he's interested in Vilde too at the same time. It's kind of funny how they did that. Evan and Isak's chemistry together is really good, but like at the same time he's still dating Sonia, and it's really, I guess he doesn't know at this point if, like, we know that Isak is gay, but like from Evan's point of view, like he doesn't know like where Isak stands and like where he stands if he tries to go out. He doesn't really know that, and I keep forgetting that like Evan has no insight into what's happening on Isak's side of things, so he doesn't know like if there's an attraction there or if Isak feels anything at all, and like and it makes a little bit more sense when I was editing the previous video. I was like, oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. He has no idea what Isak's kind of going through, how like he's completely obsessed with Evan, but like Evan doesn't know that. And he doesn't know like if he breaks up with Sonia, he's gonna be alone and he's not gonna be like dating. If he breaks up with Sonia and he doesn't know if Isak has any interest in him, he's ruining a long-term relationship that he's already in for basically nothing. And I can understand why he's like hesitant to break up with Sonia, but I feel like after this last episode where they almost kissed at the very end there, like that pretty much confirmed it for Evan that like Isak has an attraction towards him as well. So yeah, that was really like the dance scene when they were making out with the girls and like staring at each other. That was like a really well done. Like I don't know, that's like seared into my mind now. It's just it's one of those things that like when you see it, like it just sticks with you forever. Just like with the Baz Luhrmann films, like there's certain scenes in those movies that like kind of stick with you, and it's weird seeing like the sort of like the parallels between the two things, especially because they're referencing the director. The music choice is really good. The Robin song especially was a good choice for that one scene. I felt like I spoke way too much on the previous episode, and now like I kind of want to cut that down a lot. So I'm just gonna cut this short here, and we're just gonna continue on with the next episode right away. Thank you all for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of this episode. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, we are starting episode 4 right now. So I'm kind of wondering why Noora's back. It's probably the whole thing with William. Something's probably gone wrong with the two of them, I'm gonna assume. Yep. Isak is like completely ignoring Noora's problem right now. Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm not surprised by this whole situation with Noora and William. Yeah. But he's been like that the whole time. I don't know. Okay. He still hasn't sent this text message. Okay, that's what he said. Oh my god, that struggle of sending that message though. I mean, that's also kind of a cold thing to say. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, it's a little harsh. Honestly, to say that. Yeah, but you're still like not together with him. Noora's like in denial with this whole William thing all the time. Oh dear. This is not the way to do it though. I feel like if she needs to be more direct with William if she wants something, because that doesn't work out well for her whenever she's like, oh, maybe he'll do it if I do this. Like you just have to just speak to him, I feel. William's always kind of responded directly, and Noora keeps like going around the problem all the time. Any plans with Sonia today? See what's... Oh, that's weird. That is fucking weird, man. That was such a weird situation to be, where you're like, maybe you're dating, but maybe you're not, and like the person's still seeing their girlfriend. This is so weird. But like it's something that definitely happens in high school because like people are not out, they're like confused about their sexuality. Um, so the whole thing with Evan is gonna be, I feel like he's gonna withdraw Evan's character. Like he might get cold feet because like I don't see how this would go that easily for this too. It seems a bit early, and maybe not. Like if their characters get together early on in the show, then that's cool. But like it seems a little early. I'm kind of curious to see how that's gonna pan out. Halloween event. Oh no, he's here. Okay. I thought he was gonna avoid Isak the whole day. Oh, well, he just wants to spend time with with Evan and. Look at the locker thing. 5:35. Is there like a symbolic meaning for that number? Oh yeah, he didn't even like invite the guys to that party. Like they weren't there at all. Kind of weird. Yeah. He's so bad at this. He keeps like making up excuses and lies after lies instead of just being honest with everybody. I get it. Like there's a lot on his plate. His mind must just be like all over the place all the time. There's like a weird focus on their lockers, and I'm just getting it now. Like, I think Jonas's locker is wide open here, and he's like kind of trying to talk to Isak, and then Isak's locker is like shut closed completely. And like Evan like hitting his locker to open it, like it's kind of like when he's trying to get Isak to open up, I feel. And then like the previous episode when he's trying to stuff everything to his locker. Like he had a lot on his mind and he was just trying to shove it all back in. Like I feel like that locker represents like his mind maybe. And just like the way different characters interact with him at that locker is weird. That's cool. There's so much to read. Okay. Is that his mom texting him again? Well, his mom is like super religious, but she also has like mental issues, right? So like. Oh no. Oh, you don't ask that. That's fucking weird, man. My God, Sanna's face is just like, what the fuck did you just ask? So, I feel like because he has this weird detachment from like himself and his mom, with her being like super religious, he's kind of like coming at Sanna with this, which is not the best idea. That's kind of offensive. You can't just ask someone that. Isak.
Så la oss se på evolusjonsteorien. Hvordan forklarer du homofili innenfor naturlig seleksjon?
Well,
evolusjonsmessig er jo homoseksualitet.
Okay, I think I see where she's going with this, but that is not correct, but okay.
Ifølge evolusjonsteorien vært utryddet for mange millioner år siden.
That's not how. Okay. But like I feel like I see what she's getting at here. Well, that's pretty rough. That's kind of like the same level of offensiveness he was being to her, though.
Kan vi bare være enige om at det finnes ekstremt mye mellom himmel og jord som ingen av oss vet?
Okay. Yeah, like I feel like people should have like a common respect for each other. This is how people should be. Like, you should just, if you believe in one thing and other people believe in another thing, just like do your own thing, but like don't come at each other with that negativity. It's kind of shitty. No, like I disagree with what Sana said with a few of those things, but like I see the point she was trying to make with Evan here. Or sorry, with Evan, with Isak. Sorry, I just saw his name on the thing and I said Evan with Isak. I I feel kind of bad. Okay, so like he did make out with her at the party, so like I get that she's like kind of obsessed with him, and Sana's kind of like. So they're going to a Halloween party later, I guess. With so weird, like. So it's gonna be Isak, Evan, Sonia, and Emma. That's so fucking awkward, man. Oh, it's Cleopatra. That's a nice Cleopatra costume. Emma's costume is on point, but everyone else looks pretty bad. That's his god costume. That's so funny. He's missing the beard though. This is weird, man. This whole situation is fucking weird. Oh. That costume is so bad. Oh, he is wearing a beard. It's just not on his face. It's like down here. It's like the. Oh, okay. Alright, he's like, fuck this, we're going. That whole scene with Sonia was fucking awkward though. I mean, it didn't seem that bad. I don't know. Like that whole disagreement between him and Sonia. And now they left their girlfriends. This is cute, but like I still feel kind of bad for the girls here. But I'm kind of happy that they're spending time together. They just seem so free here. Oh, he just seems so much more carefree in this moment compared to like all the other scenes. And same with Evan, I feel. Like that room, when they were in that room together, they just seemed so like very closed off. That beard is awful. It's kind of random. Alright, they're breaking into someone's house. Aunt. Why are you using the window? Okay, sure. Yeah, like this is weird, man. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, that's a pretty big pool for an indoor pool. That's like the whole basement. Cause you broke in through the window. What do you mean? Oh, they're so cute together. Oh, that sucks. It's fucking freezing outside. How? And they don't have a replacement for clothes. Oh shit. Oh my goodness. That was nothing. What do you mean? Oh my god, that's adorable. Oh my god, this is a song. It's the song from. It's the song and the scene from Romeo and Juliet. But it's like, oh my god. Oh, okay. Never mind. This is so adorable, you guys. Is he gonna kiss him in the water? Oh my god, their first kiss is underwater. That's so cute. Oh no, yeah, I mean, technically he's cheating. But Isak looks so... Look at his smile. He just looks so happy right now. Same with Evan. I can't believe they're playing this song. And it's like the aquarium scene in Romeo and Juliet. Oh my god, this is so cute, you guys. Oh my god, you guys, this is so adorable. I love the song too. Aww. Oh shit. Oh, there's a small child here. What the fuck? So definitely not his aunt's house. Oh. We didn't ruin the moment. Oh, yeah, he's wearing all white too. Oh yeah, he's wearing all white and he's that there must be freezing outside too. I can't believe they broke into this house. Oh my god, he's stuck on the fucking thing. So, okay, um that kiss scene at the end there was really well done. I don't know, that was like that was so sweet. Like their first kiss was like underwater, and it was like very reminiscent of the Romeo and Juliet scene where they meet each other with the aquarium between them in the washroom, and then they go out and the music playing is the same song here in the dance scene. I completely like that. It was almost identical, but like in this one they're in the water, whereas in the Romeo and Juliet one the water is like between the two of them, like preventing them from getting close to each other. But like in this one they're in the water and then they kiss, and I really like that whole symbolism that like they were able to kiss each other instead of unlike the other two in the other movie. Oh my gosh, that was really well done. Like I like that kiss scene was so cool, and like a little bit of like some of the lines there where Isak was saying like you're cheating, like Evan technically is cheating on his girlfriend, but I feel like he's fully intended on leaving. Hopefully, I hope he does. He's like intending on leaving Sonia. It seems like the relationship is kind of already falling apart, just from like that scene with like the four of them in that room. Evan seems like he's completely on a tight leash with Sonia in that scene, but then he kind of like lashed out because he was kind of being told off by her in front of Isak, which is like the guy that he actually likes. He didn't take too well to that, and he kind of exploded a little bit on her, and she left, and it was really awkward. And then she went to the washroom, and then they ended up leaving altogether. And with Isak kind of calling him like he's cheating when he like kissed him, but like he had like a smile on his face, and so did Evan. Like it was just like a confirmation that they have like an attraction toward each other that's like more direct than what was happening in the previous episode. And it's kind of been like building up a little bit slowly, and then this scene was just you're just kind of hoping that they would end up together already, and hopefully like after this episode like things turn out better between the two of them. There's still a lot of pressure for both of them from both sides. The whole thing with like Emma being obsessed with Isak at this point, it's gonna suck when he has to deal with that at some point, and same with Evan, he's gonna have to deal with Sonia as well. And I don't know how everyone else is going to react to the two of them dating after like if it gets out like something happened between. It just depends on how they handle this whole situation between like themselves and their girlfriends. I feel like Isak's not really in a relationship with Emma though, and it seems more like she's in a relationship with Isak and he's just like letting it happen. And then Sonia, but like the whole Sonia and Evan thing is more complicated because they're fully in a relationship before. So I'm assuming that Evan is definitely bisexual at this point, or he's bi-curious, and Isak is like the person he's attracted to. So I'm wondering how they're gonna handle that whole situation between the four of those characters. Drawing like the parallels between like the previous episode where Jonas was interacting with Jonas was interacting with Isak, and then this episode where we have Sana and Isak kind of confronting each other. It seems like he's having like a religious crisis with like himself and his mom, because she's a very religious person, and then he keeps receiving like these religious text messages from her, and like even though he doesn't live with her, like it's still like your parent, and like there's still a lot of pressure there, and like the expectations of like what your parents have for you, especially when they're like very religious is very constraining as a teenager. When you're like gay, like you don't know how to come out to them because you don't know how they're going to react. And I feel like that kind of just got to him. And then when he received that text message from his mom and Sana's right there, she's like, and he just kind of lashes out at her a little bit in a very negative way. And I feel like Sana kind of had like a good response, but like I don't agree with some of the things that she said, but I feel like she said it in a way that he could understand why what he said was kind of a rude thing to say to someone else, because she came back at him with the same energy he gave her. And like even though like I disagree with what she said, like the way she addressed that was kind of well done, because then it gets Isak to kind of rethink about like how he's coming at other people, because like at the end of the day, like Sana is not going after you for being gay. Like I feel like she knows that he's gay and she's just like whatever, like you're a good guy, you're doing your own thing, like it's whatever, like that's your life. And then she's kind of like Sana seems to just like always kind of mind her own business unless someone comes after one of her friends. And like in that scene like he went after her kind of out of the blue, and she kind of just like came at him with the same exact energy he came at her with. And like it kind of, I really like that scene, like her responses, like maybe like there's a lot of things in this world that like we don't all know about, like you should kind of like chill out and like mind your own business when it comes to those kind of things. And I feel like that's kind of something that a lot of people need to learn how to do. People will have different belief systems than you, and like you don't get to decide what another person like believes in. Like I might disagree with like those parts of the Islamic faith or like Christian faith that other people might have, but there's a lot of other parts to those religions that people like aspire towards, and like that's a core part of their being, just like it is for you to be like atheist or agnostic or having no religious affiliation. Like we have to kind of remember that like those beliefs are a very core part of these people, and like just because you don't believe in it, just because you disagree with it, as long as they're kind of minding their own business and they're not harming you in any way, then like it's nothing you should like kind of like come at someone in a negative way for. And I kind of like that little conversation between the two of them. Like it was like a short little moment, but it was kind of like it was very needed. I feel like Isak has a lot of growing up to do, like compared to like Jonas and Sana. Like those two characters are very much like they know who they are and they're very confident in themselves with like who they are. And I feel like Isak is kind of like in this weird limbo stage where he's still kind of trying to figure out who he is and kind of where he belongs. And I'm really enjoying watching like his interaction with like Jonas, Sana, and Iskild. Like Iskild is someone who is openly gay and like he's comfortable and confident in himself, and Jonas is someone who's like he's straight and he's like confident in himself, but he doesn't come after people with like negative masculinity in any way. He's just kind of like the chill guy that's there. And then Sana's like a religious girl, but she's also who she is. She doesn't need to like prove anything to anyone. And at the same time, she's not like one of those fanatics that like go out there and try to convert other people to her faith. And like that's not like, it's a part of her who she is, but it's not all of who she is. That's kind of like what Isak kind of needs to learn how to do, to like figure out for himself like who he is and what he wants. And then the whole thing with Evan, like they're trying to figure out if they like each other, if they're gonna end up together. And that's a whole other monster to deal with. So yeah, like this whole episode, there's a lot to unpack. I'm also noticing like like they have this weird focus on these lockers. I noticed it the last episode where like Isak was trying to shove everything into his locker. After he took he was like looking up like am I gay or whatever, and then he's just like shoving everything into his locker. Was it I don't know if it was episode 2 or episode 3, but like he was like shoving everything into his locker and he was struggling when Vilde came, and he still like couldn't close it all the way. I feel like that locker maybe represents like what his state of mind is. And then like, he seems to always kind of struggle with opening it. And then we have a few scenes where we had this previous scene where like Evan kind of knocks it open, and it's kind of like his mind is like opened up really easily. from Evan just like smacking it open. And then as soon as like Jonas appears, he like shuts it again. And then we have Jonas open his locker while he's like talking to Isak to be like, hey, what's going on with you? Like, you've been like really closed off, and like as a friend he's like trying to figure out what's going on with Isak, and it's kind of like he's wide open for Isak to like talk to, but Isak is like refusing to open up even a little bit towards Jonas. That's I don't know. I like little tidbits like that people add into their scenes. Yeah, even if like it's just like these tiny little moments in these scenes. Like, this is a low budget show. They had like no funding for the show, and like they did a really good job of using what they have to kind of portray different things. And I feel like I haven't seen this in any other show really. Like I don't know, I might have to watch season 1 and 2 again for SKAM and like see if I can notice anything. Like in this one, it's very much obvious. The last season, Noora's like lipstick thing was like a whole thing on its own, where she was like, she wanted to be pretty. She was like fighting her attraction towards William with like the whole lipstick thing the previous season. And I don't know, that was the only thing I caught on from season 2. When Eva, I don't really remember season 1. It was a long time ago at this point. I might have to rewatch it to see if I can find anything. But like I like watching like shows that do like these little tiny like symbolic gestures just in the background. It's really cool to see. And again, just like the first kiss being underwater, referencing the whole Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet scene. I can't get over how well that was done, because like, again, like in the Romeo and Juliet movie, like the men's and women's washroom is separate, and like there's an aquarium between the two. There's like this glass that's separate, and that's like the first time I think that was the first time they see each other, and they're kind of just like completely mesmerized with each other, but they kind of smile and they're like staring at each other, and like the maid comes and like takes Juliet away, but she's still staring at him. But this one, like they're fully submerged in the water. Like it's like the same tone, like color tone, like the water they have, or the lighting in the water that they have in that scene where Isak and Evan are kissing, or like it's the same. And really, that was really well done. Like I love the whole symbolism of that. I'm really enjoying this season. I really like it so far. I love Isak's character. I love all the characters this season. They're all like kind of shining in their own way. I'm very interested to see what Noora's role is going to be now that she's back. They only showed her coming back into the story, but they haven't really done anything yet with her. I don't know how they're going to utilize her in the story, because she doesn't seem to have any relationship. Like, she's not very close to Isak. She's kind of been there, but like not really. And she has no interaction with Evan at all. So I don't know why they're kind of bringing her back in. I feel like maybe like she's in this whole denial state with William and herself, and I feel like maybe Isak and Noora are gonna come to terms with their situation with the guys that they're interested in. I don't know. But yeah, I really love the show so far. I really wish that we could see more of Evan's point of view, but like again, like SKAM has always had this point. They've been very adamant with this, like you only get to see the main character's point of view. You don't get to see anyone else's perspective, and it does like a really good job. Where like the last season, the whole thing with Noora, where like and Ava kind of wondering if Isak was gay, and then they caught him like in a car with the Chris guy, and like it ended up being a completely different thing because you only get to see so much of like what's happening from Noora's perspective. So yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do that. Like they always do something kind of interesting with like the perspectives from characters, and they do like this weird reveal near the end, but not all the way. Like at the climax of the story, like something kind of turns. So I'm kind of curious to see what they're gonna do like this season, because like the first season it was Jonas, like Eva thought she was being cheated on with Jonas, but like it ends up she's the one that's like kind of being an asshole. Yeah, that was a pretty cool episode. Thank you all for joining. I think that kind of sums up my kind of thoughts on the whole episode so far. Thank you all for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought of this season. Let me know what you guys thought about the kiss scene at the end there. Thank you all again. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.